Yes, 4-0 it is, and City's quest for a fourth straight title goes on. Let's hear from Pep Guardiola speaking after the game.
Since they lost against Aston Villa, the destiny is in our hands. We handle it, and what we want is that, since that moment, try to what happened against Aston Villa, the last game against West Ham, the destiny is in our hands. This is what we want. For that, you have to win the games we won in the past, especially tough ones in Nottingham Forest for less recovery. Today, there's always tough here in Fulham. And now, what can I say? We won this season FA Cup against the Spurs, but never won in there. So, it will be difficult, but we are ready for the challenge. We are ready.
And not much left when it comes to the challenge. Here's how things are looking in the Premier League table right now. If Arsenal fail to win at Old Trafford and City beat Spurs on Tuesday, the Premier League title is there. It is almost done, but we still don't know who is going to win it. Manchester City looking in fine form in these late stages of the season as well. Let's welcome in Frank Leboeuf to talk a little bit more about what we saw today. City winning by another 4-goal margin today, Frank.
Yeah, great. I mean, I'm very amazed by the professionalism that the players are in. They know what they have to do. They already done it, and they're capable of doing again. And they have that willingness of doing it again for maybe the fourth time. But we saw last season how they came back, and we said, hey, this season is going to be harder because Arsenal are getting better and better. But they chase again Arsenal. They kept on going. I think it's since November they didn't lose one game. They got 7 clean sheets in 14 games lately. I mean, it's incredible to see the spirit and again the anger of the player. It's unbelievable. I'm very, very amazed by the behavior of the player.
Stevie, Josko Gvardiol, that's his 5th goal in 7 games. He's just on fire at the moment.
Well, I think it's important. He's comfortable where he is now. You know, when he started playing in that position, he wasn't quite sure, and you could see it in his performances, but Pep stuck with him, clearly coached him, and now he just, as I said, he looks comfortable. He looks as though that's his position, when actually he's been brought up as a centre-back. But the way the way he goes about it in the final third has got an air of a midfield player going forward, not a centre-back. You know, the way he played that little 1-2 with De Bruyne, the way he cut inside Diop, and then the finish as well. You know, he's cut out the goalie, he's rolled it into the bottom corner. That's not... I mean, we hear... You know that old commentary? Oh, that was a shot of a defender. You can't say that about Gvardiol. That was absolute top class. And clearly he's comfortable there, and his teammates are comfortable playing him in. Makes it look easy peasy.
Can I just say that if you had just watched the first 10 minutes of this match, you would have gone, okay, there is something here for Fulham. You kind of go, maybe. Maybe if you're an Arsenal fan, of course you're saying maybe. But then the first really sustained sequence of passing from Manchester City ends up in Josko Gvardiol's goal. And you kind of go, yeah, not maybe. That's not happening. Because any time that they actually put passes together for a long period of time, eventually they found the extra man, and eventually they found where the hole was going to be, and eventually they created an opportunity. And I just have to say, perhaps the most impressive thing about Manchester City today is that you didn't have a really good performance from Kevin De Bruyne. You didn't have a really good performance from Erling Haaland. It wasn't really an explosive performance from Phil Foden. And yet you're winning 4-0 comfortably away from home. 0 stress, 0 drama, dominant.
Absolutely wonderful stuff as well from Manchester City. Once again, Frank, it really is hard to bet against them right now with what remains.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they know what they have to do, and they're going to be focused on the last 2 games that they have, and it's going to be hard to stop them. Let me just say what happened with Guardiola on the possible 3rd goal for him and creating history, because never a centre-back, so-called centre-back, scored an hat-trick in the Premier League. But first, I like the fact that the players asked him if he wanted to get it, and the fact he refused. We live in the world of football where statistics are all around, and I love that spirit that No, there is one taker. He's been chosen by the coach, and he will take it. I love that. I love that spirit. It's what creates an atmosphere in between the squad. And hat off to Mr. Guardiola, because this beginning of the season wasn't that perfect when he signed it for Manchester City, but he has a hell of a finishing, and that's great for him and for his team.
Frank,
I've got a question for Frank.
All right.
So, Frank, here's the thing. What's the percentages that Gvardiol just didn't really want to take the penalty?
he said he wanted to afterwards. They've asked him about it. He said, I wanted to take it,
he said that
but we've
afterwards.
already got a penalty taker.
Yeah, he said it afterwards.
But we've seen Pep
But that's
go mad
easy peasy.
before when somebody steps up to take a penalty that isn't a taker.
Okay.
Right?
I'm just asking you. Not everybody can take a penalty, and not everybody wants to take a penalty. And he just might not have fancied taking the penalty. Even though he said afterwards, no, it's the right thing to do. I'm just saying. That's all.
Mind you.
Don't ruin the fairy tale, please, Stevie.
Yeah, mind you, by the way, that goal may be important. In the end, this goal differential thing could be a factor. And so while we're talking about the potential hat trick or lack thereof for Josko Gvardiol, maybe the goal is the one that makes a difference in between Manchester City winning this title or not.